Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are all having a blessed day. Hey, I want to talk to you for just a minute about worship, and mainly, what do you worship? There's a scripture in Isaiah 44, and it's verse 16 to 19, and it talks about people and what they worship, and how foolish these things are. So there's a guy that goes out and he plants a forest. And he plants a forest and it grows, and then he cuts down one tree. And this is what he does with that tree that he cut down. He burns part of it in a fire. So he makes a fire and he warms himself. With part of it, he eats flesh and roasts meat. So he makes a fire, he warms himself, and then he cooks on it. And he is satisfied. He warms himself and says, I am warm. I have seen the fire. And the residue thereof, he makes a god. So he grows his tree, cuts it down, builds a fire, warms himself, cooks his food, and then the rest of that piece of wood, he carves it into an image, and he says, that's my God. And he believes that inanimate object has power. He can talk to it. It'll protect him. That's what he believes. And the residue thereof he makes a god, even his graven image. He falls down to it and worships it and prays to it and says, deliver me, for thou art my God. They have not known or understood, for he has shut their eyes that they cannot see, and their hearts that they cannot understand. Well, I know what you guys are thinking. We don't do that today. We don't worship things like that today, do we? I mean, that was people of old. We're not that foolish, are we? Well, let's look. We had a television show on. I don't know that they still have it, but it ran for years, and everybody loved it. It was absolutely one of the favorite shows in its day, and it was called American Idol. And it was aptly named because those people were making the next idol. People absolutely worship stars, actors, actresses, musicians, comedians, all that. They worship them. And people might say, well, I enjoy watching them, but I don't worship them. Well, let's see if you do or not. What else do people worship? You know, I have a 74 Harley Davidson behind me, and I've gone to more bike shows than I can count. And let me tell you something. People at those shows, they absolutely worship those motorcycles. And the builders of those motorcycles, they're the prophets. It's the same thing at a car show. American muscle cars, classic cars of the 60s and 70s, people worship those cars, and the builders are the prophets. They supply the image. They supply the image, and you create the God in your own head. Now listen to this. This is the very definition of worship. To envy or to desire to be just like it. To envy or desire to be just like it. Let me tell you something. Almost every man in America wishes he could be like Patrick Mahomes. He wishes he could get out there and lead his team to the Super Bowl. That's worship. That is absolute worship. When you see something like a beautiful car, a classic car, and you sit there and think, I would trade everything I own if I could get that car, you are worshiping that car, and that car is your God. People dress like, people act like, and people bow down to these idols. What do you worship? Well, one sure way to find out is to open up your checkbook. Where do you put your time and your money? Where do you put your time and your money? Because wherever you put them, that is your God. Anyhow, I just want to give you something to think about. Heaven or hell, you choose. Just remember, once you take your last breath, it's a done deal.